is no one ready?
Welcome into another edition of Popcorn and Root Beer. And today I am joined by really a rising star in this industry. And I want to talk so much about you, Jake, and your career. But I need to introduce you because that is my job to do here. Jake Holley, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, I took a real gamble. I just realized that I didn't confirm how to pronounce your last name. And I'm like, I think it's like the Bush.
You nailed it.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to go with like Holly, like the Bush. It felt unlikely that it was Holy, but I'm like, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and we'll own that.
I'm not that. I'm not holy.
Yeah, Jake, you sent me, when I reached out, you sent a list of movies that that you let me choose from that were literally like outside of Dinner in America. Every other one was on a list that I was already like, oh, I need to get to these movies on this show.
Add Dinner in America to. Do you know anything about it?
I don't. And I felt so ashamed when I was like, oh man, like.
It is amazing. It is one of my favorite movies ever.
Really? Oh man. You know when like your little movie watcher heart breaks a little bit when like someone introduces you to a movie or says a movie and you're like, I don't know what you're talking about with that. Sure. And you kind of like, I just feel like a poser in that moment.
When you watch it, it's not you. I don't know why no one saw it. It went to Sundance in, I think 2020, but maybe it was the pandemic or I'm not sure. Not enough people saw it. And that movie is a 10 out of 10. I love it so much.
The list was amazing. I mean, and so now I've added it because just based on the rest of your list, I'm like, this man has taste.
What else was on there? I forget what I said on
there. There was some good ones. Let me pull it up because I'm like, you know what? It's worth noting, I think. All right, you had Devil Wears Prada, Dinner in America, Hairspray, Swiss Army Man, Crazy Stupid Love, and Boogie Nights, all of which are like elite options, just elite polls one after the other.
Thank you.
Yes, one after the other. One that you did not list, but more so because I said don't pick a movie that he's been in, was Riley. The movie
we don't need to watch and dissect Riley.
Yeah, the movie that introduced me to you, which is such a wonderful movie. Happy to dissect it someday. Maybe not with you because that feels a little odd to do. Yeah, and I follow you on Instagram. You've been kind of on a heater here lately. You seem to have been at some award show very recently. Looking dapper as hell, may I add.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you know, got it all going, looking together. What was the award for? What was the award?
That was really cool. So I wasn't up for any award on that or anything. The Riley Award season is over. Like our festival run is over. We're just out now. I think we're on a couple new streamers. I'm not entirely positive, but that's what I'm hearing. No, last night there is a new distributor streaming service for, basically it's called Chera TV. Mm-hmm. It's really cool. I was really excited to go to the launch of it, but it's 4 girls who wanted to, do you know those verticals? The vertical, like short, let me turn on Do Not Disturb. Otherwise this is going to be, so those verticals, I don't personally act in them. I have a lot of friends that do. And I think it's so cool for that reason that it gives people jobs. It gives cast and crew jobs, but a lot of my actor friends get tired of the types of stories that they're telling and how it's not super elevated. And so these 4 girls got together and wanted to make kind of the first attempt at an elevated type of verticals. And so it's just a cool idea, cool company. It's female founded. It's also like artist led. So it's not a bunch of business people. Most of the verticals are a bunch of business people that are trying to turn a large profit on it. But this is probably the most wholesome attempt at making elevated verticals. And so who knows, maybe I would do one of those. I'm not sure, but I had some friends. One of my friends is one of the founders. So I got invited to the launch party of that. And it was a really good time.
That's fantastic. Your movie, Riley, did have its festival run. You won, I think it won a few, got a few nods there. Currently 8 out of 8 fresh reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. So So you know what? You're pulling your weight there. You're pulling your weight there. You do play the lead star Dakota Riley, which is super cool. And for our fans listening to this, you also got to act next to now megastar, and I'm sure you've talked about this ad nauseum in your life, but you did work opposite Connor Story.
I did.
You did.
He's amazing. You want to know something crazy? You can have this hot off the press. Connor Story, I've known him for 6 or 7 years. We actually worked together way before Riley. We worked together on a web series called Stuck. I think it's on Tubi now, but a web series 6 or 7 years ago. And he was a star even back then. He's been a special person. He's been a star the whole time. Just now, everybody knows.
Right.
But we met him back then. And then he came in. I was already on Riley, and we were chemistry reading all these people. And a lot of people auditioned for that role. I would say that his role in Riley is probably the most difficult role in the film. Because we needed someone. It's pretty tough. It was hard to find.
Tough.
We needed to find someone who was very the role basically needed an actor who could, without even having to say a word, you could look at him and know that he's out and proud of his sexuality, but also at the same time, able to probably kick Dakota's ass, it was hard to find. So we had a lot of actors come in who were very clearly out and proud, but for the lunch scene where he kind of gets in a bit of a fight, it wasn't threatening, it wasn't intimidating, it wasn't sizzling the right way. And then we had people who would come in and be threatening, masculine and intimidating, but they were harder. It was harder to find that balance, and Connor just hit the bullseye there.
He is great. I have a few questions for you about the movie before we dive into The Devil Wears Prada, which we're absolutely going to do. First off, you say he could have kicked Riley's. I question that because you got yourself kind of shredded beyond belief for that movie. Was that tough? Was it holy shit? Was that something the director asked you, or were you just fuck, I'm about to be on camera a lot without my shirt on, let's get because you're supposed to be going to the end, college football, you're a number one recruit, wide receiver. I mean, I don't know your football background, your sports background, but I don't know if you were a wide receiver in high school, not a wide receiver in high school, but you looked the part at least.
Well, thank you. No one made me do it, but this was the first time. When you're an actor, most of the time you find out that you have a job a week or two before. And this was the first time in my career that I've been at this for maybe 7 years. And this was the first time where I had 2 months where I knew, okay, I'm doing this movie. I've never had a movie that I cared about this much, that I was excited. I've never had something for 2 months too to work on. So pretty much for 2 straight months, I read the script at least once a day, sometimes twice. And I would work out, I would do football stuff. And so naturally I'm normally very just skinny, but I had 2 months to just work out, play football. I would have people come and throw, we would run routes in practice. And the goal wasn't necessarily to look a certain way. The goal was that in my normal life in Los Angeles, I don't really walk around feeling like an athlete. But I really wanted, for that month, I want to walk around and feel like an athlete, because that's kind of Dakota's armor almost, is
right.
That's what I'm going to hide behind when I'm scared. So that's what I was going for.
It came through. When I watched it, this is not a knock to Chris Briney, but it was a question that crossed my mind. I'm why is this guy not like Chris Briney? Not that Chris Briney shouldn't be, but why aren't you on The Summer I Turned Pretty? Because I'm I think you're 3 years younger than him, number one. And number two, I'm why is it's one of those questions that pops into my head a lot when I see guys like you. And there's a few other actors Sarah Tomko, who we talked to about before the show. I'm man, I feel like Hollywood's missing you guys. More there's more there. There's so much more meat on the bone with you guys. Because you brought. So I was an athlete growing up, right? And I'm openly gay now, but I wasn't then. It's in high school, wouldn't have dreamed of coming out. And watching your performance versus my life was really kind of amazing because it was so real. It was so grounded. And you did such a good job of not making it feel so caricaturish, where a lot of movies feel that way. You were just really so like in your feelings, but not like campy and not over the top, not dramatization. It was just like this kid is going through a very difficult thing, and every beat you were hitting it like the way it should have been hit, I thought. So I was like, I just feel like sky's the limit. I needed to get you on the show before you became a star.
Well, that's so kind. Thank you so much, Steve. That was definitely, of anything I've done up until that point and after, I've done 3 or 4 films after. One might be out. The other one I did, I guess the other like large like feature that I did comes out later this year. But of everything I've done, that is by far the most important to me thing I've ever done. I really love. I understand if people watch the movie and don't care for it, but I put everything I had into that. I also can speak for a lot of people here. The director, it's his story. He put everything into that. He's one of my best friends. The movie's just got it's a lot of people pouring their heart into it. So I really love that one. I hope to get to go and do a bunch of big, cool things and make tons of money. I'm kidding, but
on some level, but yeah, at the same time,
I hope to get to do things, but at the end of the day, without sounding sappy, that will always be something I can't believe I got to do. That movie, even if all of an actor's big dreams come true, I will always look at that as one of the most special things I really lucked out getting to be a part of.
It was just a story that I'm like, man, I haven't seen it yet. Like I got emotional like right off the bat because I'm like, oh shit, like this, I know this story. I know this kid. That's me. Like, not that I was an NCAA, like highly scouted kind of kid, but I was, a closeted kid going through high school. So prepping for this, right? I rewatched Devil Wears Prada, but I'm like, you know what? Just to brush up on Jake and what he's about, I'm going to watch Riley again, right? And this is Riley, while a very sentimental and touching movie, can also be a little provocative and a little sometimes it dances in the, I'm like, okay, that was an awkward scene for someone to walk in on.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I put on Riley and I'm sitting in my living room watching it. And my boyfriend walks in just as the guy who plays your best friend is kind of like fiddling with your like happy trail. And then showing you like, and he's like, touch it. And my boyfriend's like, are you just like, is this what we are now? Like you're just watching porn out in the living room? And I'm like, I swear to God, that's not what this is. I'm like, I swear this is a real movie that has something to say. Like, just sit down for 5 minutes. We'll get past this. Like, breathe. And yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's a great time to walk in right there.
I was like, thanks, babe. Thank you for walking in at that exact moment. It was just super awkward. And I'm like, you know what? Since I had to live through that, I'm going to make Jake live through that at least somewhat as well, because I just thought that was unfair that I was the only one having to stomach that. So Riley is currently available on Amazon Prime for anyone who wants to check it out and check out Jake in that role. But let's get to, not that you're not the main event because you are the main event, but like the co-main event, the co-headliner.
Devil Wears Prada is always the main event. That's the main event.
It is. It's the event itself, right? I mean, it is the moment of moments. Little backstory on the Devil Wears Prada. We got we're going to get into like the categories, the questions, all that stuff. But I like to give a little backstory and then some fun facts, just in case you didn't know about it or something like that.
Sure.
109-minute runtime, $35 million budget, made $326 million. So smash success at the box office, right? A+. Opened at number 2 at the box office behind Superman Returns. We used to be a country. Here's what was in theaters at that time. So you got Superman Returns, which that's not great. Yeah. But then the Devil Wears Prada, you got Click, Cars, Nacho Libre, The Lake House, Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, The Breakup, The Da Vinci Code, and X-Men The Last Stand.
Wow.
Yeah. You had well over a week's worth of movies.
Goodness.
Sitting. Yeah.
Imagine having A-listers back then. You could just be in there every day.
Yeah, you know what? They didn't need A-list back then because you just wanted to go to the movie.
Yeah,
so many movies. I'm speaking as a happy card-carrying A-list member because I'm always there. Nice. Well, good to know that.
We're members of Mother's Army, of Nicole's Army right here.
Yeah. Although, can I be honest? I hate that commercial so much.
What? I love that commercial. It's the best.
It's really a good commercial, except for the fact that they only air it at the place that they're advertising for. I'm already there. You got me.
I go, I watch Nicole, I leave before the movie starts.
You're like, I'm going to use my A-list this week 4 times. I'm just going to go watch Nicole
Come
Kidman.
in, I'm going to see her do her thing. All right, that's enough. And then I
You
leave.
just agree with her the whole time. You're like, we do come to this place for magic.
That is what I came here for.
Heartbreak does feel good here. You're going through a breakup and you're like, I know exactly where I need to be. I know exactly where I need to be. It's yeah, sure. All right, I'll give it to you. I mean, it's grown on me, especially learning that she did it for free, to be like, we need to get movie theaters up and running again.
Yeah, that's crazy. She did that for free. That's crazy.
That's icon behavior. Although she's Nicole Kidman, like, how much fucking more money does she need?
Yeah, she's probably fine.
Yeah, she's probably fine. She's been in a gazillion movies. She's divorced Tom Cruise. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on that she's hit on the head. 75% Rotten Tomato score, so not quite as good as Riley, technically. A little bit lower.
Exactly.
This one shocked me. 76% like audience score, like popcorn meter.
Interesting.
I don't know what people were expecting going in that they didn't get. I'm like, what's your problem? Here's a consensus from Rotten Tomatoes. A rare film that surpasses the quality of its source novel, This Devil is a witty expose of New York's fashion scene with Meryl Streep in top form and Anne Hathaway more than holding her own.
Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah.
Roger Ebert, who's since passed away, but famous film critic, 2 stars out of 4.
Roger.
Yeah, Raj. That's not great. Yeah. Jake, are you a method actor?
Probably not. I like to feel in it. I definitely like to try and feel like I'm this person. I mean, with Riley specifically, I really tried to I wanted to walk and talk and feel like an athlete. And I wanted to try and anything that wasn't already right here, in my own experience, I really wanted to try and find and whatnot. But I also don't think that means you need to be on set, walk like Abe Lincoln when, oh my gosh, why is my
Daniel
name?
Day-Lewis
Day-Lewis wasn't on set. What are all these cameras doing here? It's, you don't have to be a weirdo about it. So not too method, no.
Yeah, so this is a well documented we hate method actor show. I hate method acting.
Good.
I'm well documented. So this is a show where I understand you have a career to watch, and I'll be frank with you, right? So I actually am trying to I am a screenwriter, I'm a director as well, and so I do this. I am the worst in the world at playing the game, right? So I'm terrible at being I'm just gonna say the right thing. Professionalism isn't really my jam. Not because I'm trying to be a jerk, but just because I like to be really honest with people, right? And I hate method acting because here's my argument for it, and what I would say I would say this to Dustin Hoffman's face: you never, ever, ever see someone method act and be a good person. They're always an asshole.
True. It's true.
They're always an asshole. They always are being terrible people. No one's ever been method acting as Santa Claus.
I'm not. My training is a technique called Meisner. Very much not method. It doesn't have to be heavy and even a heavy movie doesn't have to be like that. But what I do empathize with the people that do it is I think it's a lot of fear. Not that anyone's asking my opinion on method acting, but
I'm asking your opinion on it.
I think people do what I empathize with is I think there is a fear when you're an actor that, I feel in it right now. And I'm scared that if I pop out or go have dinner with my partner or do anything when I need to be in it again, I won't be able to get back in. So let me just try and set it up to where I am this person for months and I am this or weeks and I mean, don't get me wrong. It's scary when you get a role in a film that people are going to see or a TV show people are going to see. It's scary, but I don't know. You don't want to listen to the fear part of you that I think the method thing I think can come from a lot of fear that you're not going to be good enough and you're not going to have it or you're not going to be enough. And so you're really just overcompensating to try and make yourself think you are enough or you do have it. I empathize with it, but no, I don't personally. I've never had any. I haven't done that many roles, only a couple here, but I've never dabbled into the method.
Well, if you ever do, just think back to this conversation and see it. Just try to be a good person. Try to do it if you like playing Santa Claus or something. Like just a real nice guy.
One day I'm gonna play Santa Claus, and then I'm gonna be method. That's when I'm pulling it off.
I don't know. You think he'll go? Are you gonna do the what's his name there? He was in like Whiplash, and he's always like super like jacked for no reason.
Simmons? Yeah.
J.K. Simmons. You're gonna be the J.K. Simmons kind of Santa, where he's like just shredded out of his mind.
Exactly.
Like just an absolutely shredded Santa. I love that that's the transition to Santa Claus that we've gotten now in Hollywood. It's like all the Santas are just absolutely fucking yoked for no reason. Yeah, no reason whatsoever. So I ask this because on the first day of filming, Meryl Streep says to Anne Hathaway, "I think you're perfect for the role. I'm so happy we're going to be working together." Then she paused and followed it up with, "That's the last nice thing I'll say to you." And it was.
Whatever she did to get into that is one of the best.
Yeah. So I will excuse Meryl Streep. Honestly, could do anything, and I would be like, "That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. You can do what you want. She's a legend. I mean, it's Meryl Streep."
Yeah.
I don't get starstruck. I was, I guess I do a little bit because, like, for the last hour and a half, I've been like sweating over just talking with you. But I was able to pull through. Meryl Streep is probably one of like 5 people who I really would be like, "Ooh, I just don't think I'd be very good in that situation," where I'd be like, I need someone else to take the lead on this.
She's perfect. I mean, there's not many actors where if you look through their archives, you can't find a bad performance. And she is one where I think if she was trying to give a bad performance, I still don't think she would be able to. She's just perfect.
She really is. And honestly, I think that's kind of the tagline of this movie, honestly, is that why did this movie work? Why did it make 10 times its budget? It's because you put like 4 absolute demons of like talent on the screen at the same absolute
Emily Blunt, Stanley Tucci, like
artist, bang, 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 and said go nuts, and they did, and they did. It was amazing. This is the most expensively costumed film in history at $1 million.
Still to this day?
To this day. That's even after multiple fashion designers loaned out clothes for the movie. $1 million was spent
to this day. That is the most expensively costumed. Wow.
It is. They auctioned off all the costumes for breast cancer research.
That's awesome.
Anne Hathaway bought the green dress her character gets to wear. Meryl Streep kept one item, and it was her sunglasses that she used again when she played Donna during Money, Money, Money in Mamma Mia.
That is such an Easter egg. I'm going to have to go watch Mamma Mia tonight to see those sunglasses.
You know what one I'm going to watch tonight, I think, because I'm in the Meryl Streep mood and I kind of want to listen to her sing, but I'm not a huge ABBA fan, is I want to go watch Into the Woods after this.
That I could have put that in my list of movies, would have been Mamma Mia. I would have talked about, I really like musicals, so I could have.
I love musicals. Jake,
I put Hairspray in there because my last long job was last year. I did Hairspray. And I loved it. I
remember that.
I loved it.
Yeah, you played like what Zac Efron's role, right? Like you were.
I was a swing, so I played, which was very difficult. I came in thinking I was gonna my friend was in it. She was playing Penny, and I got a text saying, "Hey, we're already cast, but we're basically just looking for like one extra nicest kid in town, like that. So you'll just come sing and dance in the background." And I was like, "Well, I haven't sang and danced since like high school. I would love to come sing. It sounds great." So I go start doing that. And on day 1 of rehearsal, they come up and they were like, "Hey, so the guy playing Link is going to have to miss a good bit of nights. Would you understudy and like go on as Link for a few nights?" Which is the Zac Efron role. So I said, "Okay, sure. It's more work than I thought I was signing on for, but sure." So I started doing that. And about a week into it, they said, "Hey, so also the actor playing Corny Collins," which is the James Marsden role, "the actor playing Corny is also going to be out for a few nights. Would you also learn that one? So you're actually going to be on any given night, either Link, Corny, or a nicest kid in town." So I was working for that 2 months, but I got to be honest, that was the most fun 2 months ever.
doing musicals is amazing. I got to do a musical of Twelfth Night. It's a musical version of Twelfth Night, like the Shakespeare play. It was insane. It was insane. And making it even cooler is we got a Catholic school to walk out because they were so mad about the content of the play. Yeah.
That's a great sign.
They came on a field trip and stopped us mid-show and were like, we're done. Goodbye. Good
riddance.
Yeah. I was like, this is fantastic. That made my whole year. I almost left it as my outgoing voicemail.
Awesome.
Yeah, no. So all right, a few more little Easter eggs, then we're gonna get into the categories. Elias Clark Publishing Building was actually the McGraw-Hill Publishing Office at 49th and 6th in Midtown Manhattan.
Oh, wow.
And at around 5 minutes, the first bag we see Miranda carry into the office and then proceed to toss onto Anne Hathaway's desk is appropriately a Prada bag.
Of course.
They didn't half-ass this movie. You excited for the second one?
I can't wait for this. I will see that multiple times.
Good. I was just making sure that we were still going to get along. That's all.
It's just, I'll see that. If I like a movie, I see it multiple times. And truly, I know it's just like, I wish she could win an Oscar for it. But the Miranda Priestley role, it's like, it's so little to do with like how she's saying the lines. It's more like whatever she's just sunk into of just like, don't bore me with these questions. Like she's not even thinking about lines. She's just sunk into some shit that's working. It's so good.
When I rewatched it, so I had actually watched it just before I reached out to you, and then I was like, all right, I guess we are going to do it. So I had just rewatched it, and when she first comes in, and you don't see her, right? They keep showing the back of her head.
Yeah.
And she's walking with so much aura, and the whole office is panicking. Everyone's freaking out. Here comes Miranda. I'm like, this is better than when Darth Vader comes on screen for the first time.
It is.
I'm like, there's never been a villain entrance in history that's been as good as this.
Everything, that's what I think that's the best kind of acting right there, is when it's like she hasn't thought about a line delivery this whole film. She's just sunk into something and letting it flow.
Yeah.
And it's delicious. It's so good.
I think like the best part, like, so, you know, when she's like, oh, they're looking at the dresses and she's about to do like the sweater spiel, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, this needs a jacket, and people are like looking for a jacket. She just goes, why is no one ready? And like, so bored. And I'm just like, I rewatched it like 5 times. I'm like, that's it. That might be the greatest acting moment of all, like maybe the best line delivery of all time.
It's also like, you can't sit around and think, well, maybe I could say the line like, why is no one ready? You couldn't think of that. You just have to be so in it that it just comes out. And everyone on set had to be like,
there's a small part of me that thinks, because Meryl Streep has a very good reputation, right, as being like very fun to work with. Now, how do you think you're fun to work with on set, or like, do you think people like Jake's good people?
I hope so.
I think it's a fair.
I mean, I'm recovered now. I was too much of a people pleaser for a while, so I was too nice, and then therapists had helped me see that like that's not the way to be either. So I am less overly nice now. But I still, at my core, I mean, I really like people. I really like talking to people. I really like engaging with people. So I hope I'm. I mean, I'll say this: every set I've been on, I stay very close friends with everybody when I leave. I love.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear, because like, it just seems like you see these casts that are like, oh, we're like best friends, and then like the movie and press ends, and then like they never see each other again, and I'm just like, that's so sad. Like, why don't people stay friends? I want them to be friends.
I love them. I'm still very close with any director, I mean, half the Riley cast. The actor that plays Jaden is one of my best friends. I see him multiple times a week.
That's
obviously
sick.
Connor's way off now, but we're still I texted him like this week or last week because he's a wonderful guy. But no, I usually,
do you flex that on people? I know like you're an actor and like it's a whole but like, do you have a flex on people? You're like I got his number. Like we text. I text like maybe the biggest star on earth right this second. Gosling?
No, I don't. No, because we were friends also before that. If anything, it gave me a lot of hope that like, okay, I've had other friends blow up before too. I've had a couple friends that have had their thing.
Yeah.
But with Connor, it almost just gave me hope of, okay, this is like a really good guy who just had the big blow up, and he's like one of the good ones. He
didn't have to like backstab and step on people.
This is even if none of us ever get some big thing, it's just good to know that like the goodness can win. He's wonderful. So
well, I'm gonna be rooting real hard for you, like going forward. I mean, you do seem like one of the nice guys of like the industry, and you know, not just because you came on the show. I would have liked you even if you said no. I've had plenty of no's, but yeah, to Meryl, right? Like she has this personality of like people love her, she's beloved, blah blah blah. There's a part of me deep down that I think somewhere in her Miranda Priestly lives.
Yeah,
like you can't, she's super talented, but talent alone can't bring out Miranda Priestly. That has to be in you a little bit. That line was like right from her soul. So because I'm like, she has thought that being on a set before. Like she's ready to go, no one else is, and she probably said that literally the same way, like to herself. And I'm like, that's where that came from. I believe in this.
I mean, I think other actors have said this before, so this is by no means my quote, but I do think pretty much any character. This actually might be Meryl Streep's quote. To be honest, this literally I think is a Meryl Streep quote. But every character is just somewhere within you, and you're finding like, where is Miranda Priestly me? Where is, for my small filmography, where is Dakota Riley actually me right in here, to where I'm not having to go out and find a character? Where is it actually me, where I can just like share a part of myself rather than perform? So if you think of any great performance, there's a good chance that character is just somewhere in that person. And they're just mining a part of themselves and seeing where it intersects with the character.
I believe that. I believe Willem Dafoe is absolutely the Green Goblin. Like that absolutely was 1,000% him. Like
he's the greenest goblin.
I just imagine that's what he's like on his day to day. So I just I'm like, he's screaming at mirrors and helmets and hunting down his son's friends. All right. You ready to get into some of these categories?
Let's do it.
All right. Portal Scene Award for the best scene in the movie. Can I give you some nominations and then you can tell me if I missed anything?
Yeah.
All right. Meeting Miranda for the first time. So like I said, that tracking shot.
Move it.
I don't understand why it's so difficult to confirm an appointment.
No, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
The place is in panic. The office is in more fear than the Avengers were when Thanos showed up. Like this is real human fear.
Yeah.
The sweater monologue.
About what you put on your back, but what you don't know is that sweater is not just blue, it's not turquoise, it's not lapis, it's actually cerulean. And you're also blithely unaware of the fact that in 2002, Oscar de la Renta did a collection of cerulean gowns, and then I think it was Yves Saint Laurent, wasn't it, who showed cerulean military jackets?
That's probably what I was gonna say. That's up there.
That's fantastic. Yes, cerulean, right? Like
cerulean.
Incredible. Andy trying to warn Miranda that she's about to get fired.
Yeah.
And then when Miranda, obviously having flipped it, says that she sees a lot of herself in Andy, and then reveals that, because Andy's like, no, I would never do that. And she's like, you already have.
You already have. Yeah. Okay, are we both picking one, or am I just picking one?
We were both going to pick one. Well, both. Okay. I also have to. I don't get off the hook on these. I do have to answer as well.
You're on the hook. Yeah. I mean, that intro is so iconic. Even just the choice to follow the back of the head in a following shot is so iconic. But the cerulean monologue is probably, the cerulean sweater scene is probably the scene I think of when I think of that movie. It's so good.
Yeah. That's the one I also have picked, because it's obviously like the thesis of the movie, essentially, that this tyrant is a tyrant because she does know more than everyone else. Like, this is her life. And she's like, you know, you're not going to come in here and screw with my stuff. You're not going to come in here and act like you're better than this. And I do think Andy's being a bit of a brat in that scene.
I also really like the scene, speaking of what you just said, I like it when she tells Stanley Tucci, like, I'm trying. And he goes, You're not trying. I thought that was so good. He just got her right in the face. It's so good.
Can we show a little love to Stanley Tucci as how well he plays gay characters?
Yeah.
Like,
He's so good.
There's someone who's so comfortable with themselves that they're like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. That's fine.
He is one of the best character actors in the history of character actors. He's so good.
Always. Yeah. An elite level talent. So I think, the sweater monologue is cerulean blue, and then she gives that whole spiel about how Andy's not above it and how much work went into the single sweater that she picked. Yeah. All right, Weak Link Award. What drags the movie down? I do have an answer. I can start us off if you would like.
Start us off.
Fat jokes.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, actually. I remember
there's a lot of fat jokes. A lot of fat jokes, especially about Anne Hathaway. They're all about Anne Hathaway. And Anne Hathaway is legitimately a size 6 in this movie. Because I read in the research as well that she went from a size 6 to a size 4 in real life for the movie. So she started at a size 6, went down to a size 4. But I think that was maybe the most dated part of this movie, is that it was like they just kept hammering. Like Stanley Tucci just calls her size 6 at one point.
I think I'd have to agree with you there, not to just scapegoat out of having to have my own answer, but yeah, I don't know. It's just like there's better ways to be funny, which I also know that was a long time ago. I mean, it was 20 years ago, and I guess that was I guess that was what people were putting in movies back then. I mean, I love this movie so much, but yeah, like if you were to make it today and try and pick a weak link to not do, just different ways to be funny than at other people's expense, or
Yeah, no, and it's something that like of a bygone era essentially. I think it's so lazy when people you can't make jokes anymore. I'm like, you absolutely can.
Yeah, just not at other people's, not jokes that are going to hurt other people's feelings, just so you can try and get a cheap laugh.
Yeah, you don't have to punch down. That's a very easy thing not to do. There's a gazillion jokes you can make. I'm a fan of making plenty of jokes, and I've always kind of thought of myself as someone, I'm like, listen, I'm not going to censor my jokes, but I'm not going to make fun of people, because that's mean. That's not being funny. You're being mean, and it's lazy. And that's the worst part of it all. I'm like, you're just being lazy.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm like, be an artist or get the fuck out.
Because the humor in that movie, the humor isn't the jokes. The humor is when is why is no one ready? Or just little things. I love the moment, I think I even said it earlier, but when Anne Hathaway comes up and asks a question about well, what kind of skirts? And she's like, please bore someone else.
Oh my God.
Questions. It's not even a joke. It's just a hilarious dynamic. It's funny dynamics that makes it so rich. And I don't know. I think when any movie tries, I had a friend who just rapped on a pure comedy movie.
Really?
The movie that I did that will come out later this year is called Dead Janitors Club. The movie's
Wait a minute. I've heard of that. Have I heard of that? I think I've heard of that.
Maybe. And the only names in it are Gary and Jake Busey. So the great Gary Busey.
I think that's why I heard about it, is because Gary Busey's in it. And now Jake Holley's in it. The movie's not necessarily a comedy. I am the comedy. But that was probably one of the things I liked about it, is comedies, sometimes jokes, it can be hard. I feel like when people are trying to come up with jokes, it's hard not to be lazy and end up punching down. But I think the best comedies are when it's not about a joke. The best comedies are when it's you're just being fun. You're not saying funny or telling a joke that's funny. You're just being funny. Ryan Gosling, always, in everything he's done, he's just being funny. Yes, he just is. And you know who I think? So I think of comedy a lot when I think of. So Bryan Cranston gave this quote, and I get I don't want to step on his toes or anything, or pretend like I came up with this, but he said, when you're doing comedy, you cannot think it's funny.
Yeah.
Your character doesn't think what they're doing is funny, and so often you could tell people are like, "Oh, I'm doing something funny."
Yeah.
I think that's why Gosling. So I watched Project Hail Mary, and he kept popping early in the movie, he just keeps popping his head into the screen, being like, where am I? What's going on? And I was cracking up laughing in the theater, and everyone's looking at me like I'm like a psychopath. And I'm like, do you not see how funny this is, that what he's doing right now? Like, because that's how people would do that. That's a funny thing to do.
Yeah. No, that's my favorite. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still like, depending on the script, I would still do a comedy where it's like telling jokes. It's not like I'm against jokes, but the best comedy is definitely when you're being funny. You're not saying funny, you know?
I like those good snappy comedies, like with like a ton of characters kind of bouncing. So you can't really hear what's going on a lot, but you catch like little bits of each thing, like Archer.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've watched the show. Like maybe some of the best dialogue of all time is in that show. All right. Blink and you miss it, Gem. Hidden detail that's gold on rewatch. I said the Prada bag.
I never even. Yeah, that's a new one. I did blink and miss it. Oh man,
the category. This is like the hardest category for everybody. Like, and it's kind of funny because like, you know, now that you're on the show and we're able to chat, it like feels so much more like casual and nice and like, you know, like friendly, right? But when I'm emailing with your publicist, it's hard for me to say something along the lines of like, listen, I really encourage him to look at these because sometimes the answers are hard.
All right, let's see. Probably, I don't know if this is a great answer or not, but I don't think enough attention on Miranda Priestley's hair. Obviously, it's cool and it's great, but like you almost can just notice it at the beginning of the movie and go, oh, well, that's just what her hairstyle is. But it's deeper than that. It's every scene. It's like the swoop, or this time it's a little higher. It's just like her hair is almost a character in the movie, and it's I don't know. I feel like if you're watching it kind of on your phone, you're just gonna be like, well, that's how she looks. But if you're really watching it, the hair, there is joy to be had in watching her hair.
Yes, absolutely. I hate watching movies on my phone. I am vehemently against doing that as much as I possibly can. I will do it on play.
I mean, like watching it and being on your phone. Like you won't.
Oh yeah.
Movies on this. Don't do that.
No, but I know so many people who love to watch movies like on their phone. I'm like, what are you doing? You have a TV. It's odd to me. People are odd to me. I don't know.
People are odd.
That's why I try to just be a writer because I get to just ignore people. The McConaughey and Dazed Confused Vibes Only Performance Award.
Is this best performance in the movie?
It's just someone who's going off of vibes alone. Maybe not acting per se, but they're there for a good time.
I feel like we should take Meryl Streep out of it. She can't be. She's on another planet.
Definitely not Meryl. Definitely not Meryl. Can I give you my answer and maybe help you along here?
Is it Emily Blunt or no?
It's not. It's Giselle Bundchen.
Okay. I didn't even. Yeah.
So she's in there, right? Doing her best.
Yeah.
Not putting on an acting clinic by any means, but she's there and she's having a good time.
Yeah, that's a great point. Okay, so it's like that. Because my answer was going to be Emily Blunt of like it's not her movie, but God, she's
a good answer though.
And she like, it's not that she's not acting great. It's just not her movie. It's Meryl's movie. And then if anything, it's Anne Hathaway's movie.
Right.
But Emily Blunt, it looks like she's having so much fun just ridicule she's having so much fun going down at Anne Hathaway and so much fun being afraid up of Meryl Streep. And so even though she is like a pretty major supporting character, God, what a fun role.
This is also her first major role for Emily Blunt. Yes. Could you imagine? Jake, could you imagine?
Or no?
She is British in real life.
Okay. Making sure.
British in real life. Could you imagine if all right, so let's just say you get cast as the third support, right? And they're like, hey, by the way, you're up with, and you probably have more experience than she did with like Gosling.
Yeah.
Like, so you got like Gosling on one side, right? Because I'm like going like the inverse of this movie, right? And then there's like some younger, but still like mega star. So someone who's like a teenage star, early 20 star. So like, I don't know, Tom Holland as the second lead. And then they're like, hey man, you're the next guy.
That would be crazy. Yeah, I think I'll stick with Emily. I probably could have a more like specific and detailed answer, but I think I'll stick with Emily because that'd be her first role. You're with Meryl Streep giving one of the most iconic performances she has ever given. You're with Anne Hathaway, who was in the middle of breaking out. I mean, she was already pretty established, but in the middle of like really having her moment. And yeah, Emily it looks like she's having so much fun. She's so memorable, which if you think about it, it would be very easy to not be memorable when the other actors that are in this movie are in this movie. But I love the Emily Blunt scenes. She is so much
fantastic.
fun.
Even when she's in the hospital and she starts like firing down the pudding after she hasn't eaten in like weeks. The cheese wedge thing, like when she's like, I'm on this new diet. You don't eat, and then right when you're about to pass out, you have a cheese cube. And I'm like, man.
You know how much fun it looked like she was having the time of her life explaining to Anne Hathaway, like, no, we are not I get to go to Paris. Right. It's divine. It's divine. I get to know all the designers. So you're an assistant and I'm an assistant, but we are not the same.
Yes,
and
it was
like
fantastic.
So much fun with that.
Yeah, just give this whole fucking cast Oscars, honestly. Like at this point, like just give it all to them. Jim Carrey meter for how amped up did the star of the movie get? This is also we start out with some hard ones on this. The categories get so much easier as you go on because there's no right answer to any of them.
Yeah.
This one, there's not even like a realm of a right answer. It's like totally your opinion. So like sometimes we're like, all right, Jim Carrey meter is like a 10 is like Ace Ventura, you know, like, and then it's like a 1 is, I don't even know. I don't think Jim Carrey really has a 1 performance where he's
okay. So is this we're talking about Meryl? Where is she on the Jim Carrey meter?
Yeah, I kind of went with Meryl, like 1 to 10, as just amped up, like how over the top. I'll be curious
to know what you said with this. I would call it, even though she's not being big.
Yep.
She's so full.
Yes.
I would probably call it an 8.5.
I think that's a great answer. And frankly, I have to defer to you in this situation because you are the expert. Well,
what did you say?
I said 1. I said a 1. She's very reserved. Yeah, because she's not amped up. She plays this very reserved, and that's her whole shtick. But you are the expert. You've started a feature film that you kind of had to put on your back and carry. I mean, the movie is named after your character. You know, you've taken the acting classes. You're out there. You're doing the job. I would have to say that you are the expert. Are you not?
I don't know about expert, but I would say, yeah, it's not
humble.
Big. It's not Jim Carrey in The Mask or Jim Carrey in Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
Not big, but it is so full. It is so like you can think of like when I think of like Severus Snape, for example, he is being very reserved, but he's also making a meal out of every moment.
Everything.
Even if his like delivery is quiet, he is just so full. And so that's where the 8.5 comes from is like
I'm gonna jump in with you.
Or what I'd even say by big. Even though she's delivering small, she's taking big swings, if that makes sense.
No, you're absolutely right. And that's what I'm saying. There's no right or wrong answer, although I do think you have the right answer and I do have the incorrect answer. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. That's a fantastic answer.
She's so good in this movie.
It's phenomenal. Phenomenal. Damn. I haven't been one-upped in the Jim Carrey meter like that before. This is a first.
I liked your answer too. I thought it was perfect.
Yeah, it's fine. All right. Is there a better title for this movie? I said no.
Ooh, yeah, I don't think so. Well, I mean, what are you going to call it? Like Runway? What are you going to...
Right. Can I go a step further than this? I think this might be the best named movie of all time.
Let me think about that.
So we had this conversation with Sarah Tomko.
Okay.
About Tombstone, which is also a phenomenally named movie.
Yeah.
Great name movie, right? The title really can make or break a movie, I think, sometimes. I'm trying to think of some of the best of all time. I think, like, and it's kind of just has to encapsulate the whole movie, right? Like, and it has to be unique enough that you're like, okay, I'm with you. Tombstone, The Devil Wears Prada. I think The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight is a very well-named movie because it's so poetic, especially that monologue at the end.
Yes. Handing
like,
that to Gary Oldman
why
was
are we chasing? Yeah, why is he running when Officer Gordon's son out? Why is he running? Because we have to chase him. Like, and then he goes on that monologue of like, well, because he's not being the hero.
In
He's
30
not.
years,
He's not
when
the
they
white
remake
man.
that movie, you should
I would
try out for
love.
Commissioner Gordon.
I would love. It would go down there. I think Dinner in America is a wonderfully named movie. I think Swiss Army Man is a
That's a
wonderfully
cool one. I like
Have you
that
ever
one.
seen Swiss Army Man?
I have. A big Daniel Radcliffe fan, so I really
would
enjoy.
say, I think that's a wonderfully named movie because with a movie like that, what are you going to call it? Like, what else are you going to call it other than the movie's really meant to hold a mirror up and be like a reflection to why do humans live this way? Why do you all think and talk and walk and act this way? And the mirror that we're going to be using is this like Swiss
Right.
Army man. But Devil Wears Prada really is wonderfully named.
That's such a cool name. Like The Devil Wears Prada. That's such a sick name.
Yeah.
The more I think about it, I'm like, God damn, that really is maybe like. I also like I think of like No Country for Old Men. That's a really cool one. I like that. I like sometimes when they get wordy. I like that. I like when like Aristotle and Dante discover the secrets of the universe. I think that's a sick name for a book and movie.
Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. Oh,
that's a good one.
That's a good
one. I have not. I've been meaning to. Jake, if you have a good enough time on this, just come back. We'll do all these movies.
That is an amazing movie. But only thing that could be better than Devil Wears Prada, do you know what it is?
Lay it on me.
Devil Wears Prada 2.
I think it would have been better if they added Electric Boogaloo to the end of it.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah. Well, Devil Wears Prada 2, Electric Boogaloo. I think would have been great.
Yeah.
This is Spinal Tap is another one that just popped into my head. That is a pretty cool title.
I haven't seen it, but I saw the trailer when I was at the Jeff Buckley documentary.
Rip Rob Reiner. Sad. Speaking of sad, Ellie from Up Award for one character death that would have devastated the viewer. That was a really morbid transition I just made into this award. I'm not blaming you. It just, Rob Reiner.
I'll do better.
I don't know how it would be. I don't know how it would be. It just felt easier than taking the blame.
So if one character died, it would be devastating.
Devastating. Just devastating. I don't know why I put this one in there. I usually kind of like let this one sit to the side unless it's like a horror movie or something.
I like it. I feel like it's got to be either Tucci or Emily.
Stanley Tucci Emily. Because Emily actually does face death.
And she also like when she, even the moment of like, it hits so hard when Miranda Priestley does say like, you have become like, look what you did to Emily. It hits and you empathize with her and you see that she's been like, I'm watching that movie and I'm thinking like, wow, she's been in this position, taking all of this on the chin and doing all of the working at Runway and doing these things. And so I think if she were to pass, there's no coming back. It's devastating.
Yeah, that'd be devastating. If she like got passed over for Paris and she like swan dived off the Brooklyn Bridge, like that would have been this is an avenue where this movie gets real dark.
Really dark.
Like
swan dive.
Like I don't mean to be like morbid. It's just like, how else are you gonna pull that off? You know what I mean? Like
the swan dives over the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah, or like Stanley Tucci gets passed up for that job. She betrays him, and whatever happens, right? Yeah. But I think that would have been devastating. I don't think it's Miranda. I don't think it's Andy. I don't think it's her. I don't think it's her fuckboy boyfriend either, who I can't stand in this movie.
He's forgettable to me. The actor's great. He's great, but he's not one of the top.
I'm gonna dive into that character more in a minute here, but let's talk about a category that actually has me mad. I'm actually furious about this. Just one Oscar. Who gets it? And for me, this is Meryl. Hands down, all the way, running away with it. It's Meryl Streep.
So only one character can get the Oscar here?
One thing. Anything that can be nominated for an Oscar can be the winner of this category.
If there were multiple, like high contenders, the costuming, high contenders. Nowadays, now that we have this new category as of this year, the casting would probably get an Oscar. But if there's only one, there's no question. Like, she is giving one of the most iconic performances, and it's effortlessly just flowing from like her being. It's gotta be Miranda Priestley. It's gotta be. Before
I rampage about this for a second, can I ask you this? In your career, if you could only choose one of the EGOT categories to win, because you're a musical fan.
I love musicals. Yeah.
So
I mean, I would really like if I were like some big movie star or TV star and who knows, maybe one day, but if I were in a position where film and TV would have me even if I took time off and I didn't have to keep on auditioning and keep doing things, I would take a lot of time off and do a lot of musicals. I would be Dr. Pomander in Waitress. I would do I would actually also be Ogie in Waitress. I would be everyone in Waitress.
Is that your dream role?
Probably. Yeah. No, that musical
Really?
makes me cry my eyes out. I would do Hairspray.
Good to know that you cry at shows and movies too. I think that's important.
Oh my God. Yeah. I would try my best to be Fiyero, even though that a lot of these are kind of difficult vocally, to be honest.
But you've already done a difficult vocal job.
Link's a princess track. It's not too hard. I would love to do more musicals, but I think if I had to pick and I could have one of the EGOTs, I think
you get one.
I mean, I love movies so much. I think it would have to be that.
I think in my life it would also be the Oscar, but that's because I write, so there's not really much room for those otherwise. But even when I was doing the acting thing, it was always the Oscar was number one.
I just love movies. I love TV too. These days, that's probably the main thing I audition for. I do indie films, especially like in between bigger stuff. I do a lot of short films and commercials still. So I've done 2 or 3 shorts this year, 2 or 3 commercials. I have a short next month.
Who are you repping right now for commercials? What product do you
So this year I did a tennis brand called Spence. It's a new tennis brand.
Okay, because you do play a lot of tennis, right?
Yeah. I did that, and then I did one for Fox Sports, which not Fox News. We wouldn't do that, but Fox Sports.
Fox Sports. Were you like the voiceover? Or were you actually like in it being like?
No, so basically I don't even remember. How do I even describe it? I don't even know how to describe it. You'll see it when it comes out. But I did that, and then I do a couple like shorts and stuff. But these days, the main things I think I audition for these days. I had a TV audition today, a Zoom an hour or 2 before this. So I audition for a lot of TV, but movies are that's my heart. That's why with something like Riley, I kind of felt like, man, if I died today, I'm really happy with what I'm leaving behind. I love this. I love that I got to do this.
That makes me so happy. Just after like meeting you now, I'm just like a big fan. I'm just gonna like try to like put it out into the universe, manifest your like success. Because
thank you.
I like to root for the good guys. So speaking of rooting for the good guys, and this is not me being a hater, but I'm gonna be a little bit of a hater here for a second because Meryl Streep gets nominated for this role and loses to Helen Mirren in The Queen. Okay. Helen Mirren is a fantastic actress.
Fantastic.
No business at all winning this Oscar. Also nominated that year, Penelope Cruz in Voltaire, Judi Dench in Notes on a Scandal, and Kate Winslet in Little Children. Not for nothing, but realistically, this is a weak-ass fucking class for the Oscars in terms of those movies.
There is only one in that list that is, to this day, a topic of conversation, referenced, like, quotable.
There's only one in this list that I think that year anyone would even know what you were talking about. Those other 4 were nominated. I think the rest of the people there were like, what the fuck? What? What are those?
To me, when it comes to Oscar snubs and whatnot, if someone gives a performance that becomes more iconic than just that year, it becomes one of the most iconic things of like the decade. It's just hard for me to accept that they didn't win. That's crazy.
I think every 5 years, the Oscars should be able to like go back and give out like one like, hey, we fucked that up Oscar. And like because like Brokeback Mountain lost to Crash. And I thought that was bullshit too. And that was the year before this. So they were like on this like hot streak of like totally screwing up some of the biggest awards.
What even was Crash? Is that like one of the Hemsworths?
No, I don't even know who's in it. I
forget that a race car
Crash.
movie?
No, it's not even that. I think it's like a heist movie or something stupid like that. But it's that's the problem, right? Like we all know Brokeback Mountain. We knew Brokeback Mountain was going to be a hit when it came out.
Yeah.
Now I was like, I mean, I'm older than you, but I think we were both like in middle school when that came out, late elementary, early middle school. So
yeah,
we didn't know, but
to me, the biggest like snub like that, not only did the movie not, I don't even think the movie got nominated for Best Picture. I don't think even any of the actors, I don't even think they got nominations. And I don't know if you'll agree with me on this, but All of Us Strangers, did you see it a couple years ago?
I did.
That was the most gutting movie. That was the most. That movie is absolutely a 10 out of 10. And I get it if you don't want to vote for it to win, but it didn't even get nominations.
But at this point, like, and this is such a strange turn that this has taken, but I'm glad it took it. I think like the LGBTQ community, I think we're just going to get snubbed till the end of time because like, and I'm speaking as, you know, obviously I have a vested interest in the game, right? Like I'm a little bit biased here, but like when Brokeback Mountain lost and I'm looking back on that and I'm like, what's going to put it over the top? Because it's so hard now, I think, to put a movie that's like queer-centric, queer-focused out in front of the masses and be like, hey, we're really going to put money behind this. I just don't think people want to do that all that often. It feels like something that Hollywood's a little nervous about. So I'm like, when are we going to get that? Because if All of Us Strangers didn't get it and if Brokeback Mountain didn't get it, and I'm like, even something like Bodies, that I was like, that was a really good movie. It should have gotten some acknowledgement of what was going on.
Call Me by Your Name. Yeah, Timothy
Call Me by Your Name.
That is the one performance he did where I'm baffled he did not win for that.
Yeah,
I know
or at least get a nod.
I think he got a nomination, but
did he get a nomination for that one?
But like the other ones, I know there's all this controversy over if he should have won for Marty or Bob Dylan, but the Call Me by Your Name performance is baffling that he did not win an Oscar.
I don't think he should have won for either of those. Call Me by Your Name, I thought was his best performance.
That's
I didn't
the one.
like the other one.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's my spiel about that.
I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Marty Supreme was fine. He's great, but
yeah, I think it's fine. I think he's fine. I think he's really. I think he's talented. I don't know. I didn't love the whole.
Fantastic. He's one of the best doing it. It just the movie wasn't like my fave. But Call Me by Your Name.
Yeah, Call Me by Your Name really hit me in the feels. Like even though like you're looking at it and you're like, this is like a 26-year-old man going out with like a 17-year-old. That was like a whole thing. But like that was odd. But yeah, that was an odd choice. Oh, I do want to ask you. It has nothing to do with anything, but I do want to ask you this now. Your eye black in Riley. Who came up with that?
You mean the like raccoon?
The circle. Yeah, the raccoon eyes. What was that about?
I think that was honestly the director, Ben. I think that was just one of his. We were putting the shot together. We were putting my look together, and you don't have that much time. That was like towards the end of the shoot. That was like day 17 or 18.
Yeah.
We were at it for a month, and so that was like pretty late into the shoot. And I think they were setting up the shot, and I had a black eye that I was supposed to be covering up somehow. And I think they were trying to figure out, how are we going to cover this black eye? How are we going to make it look like he's trying to hide his black eye? And the answer was raccoon eyes, basically.
Big old raccoon eyes.
Fantastic. It looks like I am joining the Black Parade from the music video, Welcome to the Black Parade. Ridiculous.
That was, if we were doing Riley, that would have been the weak link of the movie.
It's
would have been your eye black.
That
black the black eye, because I'm like, I've never in my entire life of playing sports, not once have I ever seen anyone go out with that. I would have pulled your scholarship if I was the coach recruiting you for that.
What are you
I would have been
doing?
like, not putting him on my team. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
All right. This is a tough category, but you do have to pick one of these people to add to the movie. Okay. Now, you can either replace someone or build a character for them, but is this movie better with Gwenyth Paltrow, Joe Pesci, Adam Sandler, Viola Davis, Nick Offerman, or Jim Carrey?
Wow. I love all of them. I think Adam Sandler's dramatic work is great. Comedy too, duh. But like Punch Drunk Love, he hit me so hard in the face. Uncut Gems.
When we're at the end of Click, when he dies,
and
you just sit there and sob for a solid 10 minutes.
I love all of these actors. I think Viola Davis, just having her alongside Meryl Streep again would be crazy.
That would be amazing. I did go with Adam Sandler. I said he should play Andy's dad.
That would be great. That would be great.
That's what I went with. So I like that. I like Viola Davis though. Real powerhouse, 1-2 punch.
They've worked together. I think that was Viola's first role was with Meryl Streep.
Man, dreams right there. I gotta tell you.
I'm unfortunately forgetting the name of that movie, but I honestly would bet money on that. I'm pretty positive I have that one. Viola's first like breakout role was something religious. You can look it up after this if you're watching. Something like religious in a religious setting, and it's Meryl Streep and Viola Davis, and they had unbelievable chemistry.
What is that movie where she plays like a nun? Meryl Streep plays a nun.
I think that's it.
She goes toe to toe with like a priest, right? Like, and I think
that's her movie. It's just we didn't know who Viola Davis was yet.
Right. I know the one you're talking about. I will look into this after the recording here. All right, let's get mean. Thackery Binx, let's recast that role award. I would love to give you the backstory to this award.
Okay.
All right. So we did Hocus Pocus last year on this show. And in my research, I found out that, because it's very obvious. Have you ever seen Hocus Pocus? Are you a fan?
Of course.
Okay. I just want to make sure. You're like, you're like one of the girlies. Like you're with us. Like you get it. You're like a weird person. You're like a good weird person for us. Like you're one of us. Human Thackery Binx is very obviously not cat Thackery Binx. So what I found out is that human Thackery Binx recorded all of the lines, did the whole movie, and afterwards the executives were like, we don't like his performance. Let's have someone else dub over that. So the cat is someone entirely different than the human.
Whoa.
And I'm like, that's amazing. So now I'm like, when I need to recast one of the roles, I just think Thackery Binx.
I like it. I like that name, Thackery Binx. Oh man, I don't want to recast any of these people. I love all these actors.
All of them?
Okay, no. I disagree, actually. No, I don't even remember his name, and I do recognize his face, and I'm sure he's great. So I know this is like a public thing, so I don't want to speak poorly of anyone. But I would probably, if I had to recast someone, I'd probably recast what's his name, Christian,
Simon Baker.
I'd probably recast him.
Yeah, you also could have abstained. So that was nice of you to answer it all.
Sorry, man. Sorry, buddy. Sorry.
I don't think Simon Baker's got.
He's great. I
can't imagine Simon Baker's going to watch this. If Simon Baker does, I'm really sorry. The odds were really stacked against that happening.
And let's go get drinks. Drinks on me. Let's do it.
Simon Baker. I love Simon Baker. I loved him in The Mentalist. Me and my mom, big fans of The Mentalist. So love Simon Baker. I went with Adrian Grenier as Nate, Andy's boyfriend. I think you just needed someone who's a little more soft and likable.
Yeah.
To really pull off the boyfriend.
Yeah.
Not that he was doing a bad job of acting. It's just he was harsh. He came across a little bit more like I'm mad at you and not disappointed in you.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I went with in that.
Fair.
But we'll move right along here to the Ethan Hawke and Sinister Award for Are These People Good Parents? I think Andy's dad is a good dad.
I think Andy's dad is a good dad.
I think Andy's dad is a good dad.
And his daughter's trying to it's really, she's conflicted and she's going through a hard, he's doing his best while his daughter's fighting an uphill battle and going through a tough, Yeah,
I also think in her own way, Miranda is a good parent.
I agree, actually. I think that's one of the points of the movie is she's hard, but she's passionate and she does I think she's a great parent, and she, even if she's not the mom that Andy wanted, she was the mom that Andy needed.
Where was Andy's mom? Do we ever find out? Why wasn't she involved?
Her mom was Miranda Priestley all along. The real Darth Vader.
It was destiny. Yeah. That should be what Devil Wears Prada 2 does. The Runway Strikes Back.
Y'all can have this for free.
Yeah. This is like Empire Strikes Back. Do you have any dreams of directing, Jake?
I directed a music video and I've directed some short films. I don't have to, I'm not someone that dreams to go do it. I have movie ideas.
Sure.
From just different things I've gone through in life. Specifically, that's how I deal with like sad things, is I try and think of ways to make something out of it. So I have dreams to try and do maybe that one day, but I don't have to. I talked to an actor today who was talking about how he dreams to, he's on a TV show right now, but he was talking about how he dreams to direct his movies one day. I'm not necessarily that guy. But I have directed. I did a music video, and I just like to be on set. But yeah, I don't have to. I would happily just be an actor. That sounds great, to just act. As far as a shot of the film, because I do love a good shot, I think it's got to be the following shot of her head walking in. It sets the tone immediately.
Yeah, it is. That's the shot. I had that, and I said any shot with New York City in the background, because it's basically another character.
Yeah.
I like when they're like on the ground in New York. You know what I mean? It felt like this is one of those movies where we've lost this a little bit, I think, is you felt like you were in New York. It was busy. There were people. Yeah. Like a gazillion people walking around.
It feels like you're in New York.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And that's just absolutely something that I miss. And I would love to see more of that. When you're in these places, if you're in LA, New York, or Miami, that's a character in your movie. You need to use it.
Gotta use it. But yeah, the following shot, it just sets it hooks you immediately.
Yeah. All right. This is a really tough one, but it's called the LeBron James Decision Award for if this movie is any of the cast or crew's apex of having control of their careers, basically peak of their powers. So we'll start with Meryl, and let me say this. I said yes, this is the peak Meryl Streep, but I feel like there's two Meryls. There's our generation's Meryl, because you're what, about 28, 29?
Yeah.
In there, ballparking. There's our generation's Meryl, and then there's like our parents' Meryl Streep, where they
younger. Yeah.
Right, where they probably don't think of this as, they probably think like Sophie's Choice Meryl. Sure. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
I think this is her LeBron. This is her peak moment.
I think this is her like are you a fan of like the NBA and NFL and all that stuff?
I am actually. I am. I love watching this.
Great, because we're about to get so much into sports here for a second, because like half of these awards now going forward have something to do with sports for some reason, because the whole channel that we're a part of is part of a larger thing that does sports.
Cool.
So I feel like, this was very much her, like when LeBron was on the Heat. Like she took her talents to South Beach and said, I'm just going to let me show you what I'm about to do.
Yeah. I'm going to go over here and set myself up to just absolutely slay.
Yeah. Like when LeBron went to Miami, I think like the league didn't quite know what LeBron James was capable of. We knew he was like an athletic freak. We knew he was like maybe the best in the world, but it was still like a question of like, oh, is it Kobe? Is it, who is it? Who's the best in the world? And LeBron was like,
didn't know he was going to go rain down wins for seasons and seasons in a row and bring in multiple rings.
A decade straight of going to the finals, a decade straight of finals appearances. So that was just, it's like, that's insane. Anne Hathaway, do you think? I think she got.
To me, I kind of feel like she's almost at her best still. Like she's still to this day got crazy performances for me. I think she's so good.
But as far as like peak of like, she could go make any movie she wants kind of deal.
This was up there. Let's see.
So I have it as 2012. So it's a few years after this.
When was Les Mis?
That's when she went Les Mis and Dark Knight Rises in the same year. And she pulled in an Oscar.
Crazy year. Yeah.
Yeah. And then she won an Oscar. So
you did one of the most iconic and highly rated movies in the history of movies with The Dark Knight. Well, that was Dark Knight Rises. And then you did your Oscar winning performance in Les Mis. That would probably be her height. But I mean, this was kind of, I feel like one of the catapulting. This was one of those like third or fourth. She had already done Princess Diaries. She had already, this was one of her really solidifying big tentpole movies.
Yeah. So in the research, I didn't put it in like the research, but I had seen this, that they did not want her for this role.
Who they want?
There was like 12 people that they wanted ahead of her. And it was like a whole bunch of different people. I didn't see like names, but they were like literally 12 people that they were like, oh, we don't want her, because they thought she was too teen rom-com-y.
No,
because of the Princess Diaries. And then Meryl Streep saw her in something, I guess, and called and kind of vouched for her. And that's how Anne Hathaway wound up getting cast.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So Meryl Streep definitely had the pull, I guess.
Yeah.
How about Stanley Tucci? This is tough because Stanley Tucci's had
a long career.
Like, he's kind of got like peaks that are like, he's got like the Rocky Mountains. He's got so many peaks. You know what I mean? It's very like, what is it? It could be this.
I think this is one of his like Miami Heat type moments.
Like, so here I have 4 options. It's this, The Lovely Bones, Easy A, or The Hunger Games.
Oh, The Hunger Games. I think it's The Hunger Games.
I think it's The Hunger Games.
Yeah, I think it's The Hunger Games because, I mean, one, like those characters are straight from a book, and he's taking something that I read that book before the movie. He's taking characters that we've read and envisioned, and he's making it even better than what we envisioned in our heads.
He is Caesar Flickman. I mean, that's just
that's
it.
Yeah, I think that'd be my answer for him. Emily, of course, if this was her first thing, then it can't really be her. Miami.
She was the next one I was going to talk about.
This was her rookie right after the draft.
Hell of a rookie year, though. I mean, rookie of the year for sure. I mean, just getting rookie of the year. Like, this is a crazy rookie season. This is like Yasiel Puig on the Dodgers, like going nuclear for no reason whatsoever. I have it as A Quiet Place. It's probably when Emily Blunt or Sicario.
Yeah. I love those movies. I love A Quiet Place.
Are you a horror movie fan?
I am. I mean, some can be like really, really scary. Some can be.
Do you like to be scared though?
I watched one because my friend was the main character.
I love horror movies.
I watched a horror movie just to support my friend.
Talk to me.
And I regretted it so much.
What is it? You got to tell me now.
One of my friends was the main character in Smile 2.
Shut the fuck up. Love that movie.
The scariest movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
Who's your friend?
She's the main girl. Her name's Naomi.
Naomi Scott?
Yeah, that's her stage name. But yeah, I don't know. These are just friends. But I would not have seen that movie other than like, oh, well, I love her. I'm gonna go watch. And it absolutely, I regretted it immediately.
I love her.
She's amazing. She's lovely in person.
I love her. She's like amazing. I've loved her since Lemonade Mouth. Like, I love her.
She's wonderful. Yeah, she's perfect.
Like, she was the best casting in a Disney movie maybe ever as Jasmine.
Go support. She makes music now. She's just not.
I know.
Go support her music.
I will. Because I think she's that talented. I'm like, this girl should be everywhere.
She's amazing. But that movie, I wouldn't have seen that if I didn't know her, and I regretted it. It was so scary.
It was so good. I love it. She was fantastic in it. Gave such like a Lady Gaga-esque like
so scary.
She was incredible in it. Oh my God, Jake, you can't just casually drop that Naomi Scott's one of your friends and then move on this kind of show.
I've lived in LA for years, and I'm kind of I'm a bit of an extrovert, so you meet a lot of people, you know?
Bullshit. Like, no, you oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
You meet a lot of people.
Yeah, I meet a lot of people. Like, but like, I live in Boston, and I don't meet like Tom Brady. Like, I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. She's amazing. Like, that's Jasmine. That's amazing. If you were in a horror movie, do you want to survive the horror movie, or would you like to kind of go out?
Oh no, because I would do a horror movie in a heartbeat. Yeah, I don't necessarily want to watch them, but I would do one. I want to be I'd want to be the bad guy or the scary. I'd want to be.
Oh, you want to be the villain?
Yeah, I can be crazy. I know in Riley I wasn't. In Riley I was playing, I mean, you know, like an earnest and kind of man on fire young person who can't stomach coming to terms with himself. But I can also, I can do that, but I think I can also be crazy. And I would love the chance to be crazy with a really good script. I think that'd be cool.
I see it.
It has to be a good horror. I want elevated horror, but I would love it.
Okay. All right. I see it.
It'd be fun.
I see it. My mind is now like all the gears are like turning in my head right now. All right. John M. Chu Award for if a movie is too long. I say no. This movie is solid.
No,
109.
109 is fantastic runtime.
Came in under 2 hours. I love that.
And if it never drags, yeah.
And it doesn't. It really doesn't, which makes this next category almost impossibly hard. The 15 minutes of lame, which is not really 15 minutes, but it's like, when is the best time to like get up, go take a pee break? I said anytime Andy's friends are being shitty.
Yeah, I agree. It's not the point. It's like a subplot. We don't need it.
Yeah, out there pissing me off for no reason whatsoever.
It's not, none of us are watching for that. We're watching for the rich stuff that's happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Trade Deadline Deal Award for one actor or role the movie could have brought in that would have made it an award contender. I said a better Academy, to be honest with you. Yeah.
I
don't know what this movie could have done differently.
I think it's perfectly cast. If this happened today, I do think it would win the casting Oscar that's new. I think better Academy or braver Academy, because the Academy loves to find good, often heavy dramas or like cutting edge movies. I feel like the Academy isn't, if it's light, I don't want to say this is lighthearted, but like this isn't Life or Death. This isn't, think of like The Brutalist. Like that's an Oscar movie. That was heavy. It was heavy and it was gritty and it was dramatic. And I didn't dislike it, but that's what I feel like they typically are looking for, is heavy and gritty and dramatic. And this is it's more lighthearted, so I feel like they don't give it love.
Yes. This is a popcorn movie, and those should be loved too.
Because it's amazing.
I frequently joke that Adrian Brody has never made a movie that looked like it was fun to make. Not once. All his movies are pretty heavy. So I kind of joke about that quite a bit. People's Elbow Award for something that shouldn't work, but you just love it. I don't know if you're aware of the People's Elbow, but it's a ridiculous wrestling move that The Rock, who, I don't know, do you casually know him too? But you're like, oh, that's a stage name. His name's
no,
Dwayne.
I don't know The Rock.
Like his stage name is Dwayne, or his real name's Dwayne. His stage name's The Rock.
I know who he is. He's a big guy.
He's a big dude, like almost as big as you and Riley.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, he could have taken some tips, I think. Got himself in that shape. So I said soft-spoken tyrants, or a montage of someone not knowing how to do their very basic job.
That's the part that shouldn't work but does.
Yeah, it's something I love all the time. Any movie that puts in a montage of someone having like a pretty basic job and they have no idea what they're doing. Like,
I'll agree with that. That's
So this is like a fairly new category, but the last show I did on Semi-Pro, like the Will Ferrell movie. And my answer was like, when very obviously fake animals maul people, or when very obviously real animals maul a very obviously fake person.
Yeah.
Like they just kind of toss a scarecrow around, and I think that'll always make me laugh.
Yeah.
And then one that has nothing to do with anything is like a tough old woman getting soft for a moment to give sage advice to the main character will always make me like cry.
Yeah, I do love a montage of people doing an easy job and struggling. That's funny.
Yeah, it's to me, it just cracks me up. I don't have a little bar thing at the bottom for this one because I added in at the last second. Is this a good movie to lose your virginity to? It would be.
Movie virginity, or do you mean literally lose your virginity while watching?
Lose your virginity while watching this movie.
Sure. Yeah.
I know that's like a crazy question.
Sure.
I was like, am I going to ask this? Am I going to ask this man this question right now? Like, I'm gonna.
You gotta do it at some point. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, all right. So I said it's not good, but it would be memorable. Meryl and Anne have voices that would probably taint sex for you going forward for a while. It would be very weird where you'd have to like kind of hear their voices because they have very. This is a strange thing to say. They have very sultry voices.
They do. I think it would be a great virginity losing movie. You would be afterwards. You would look up and you would be like, "Wow, I'm so well rested. I'm having the time of my life.
So well rested."
Yeah, I feel at peace, zen.
Yeah, like I guess I don't think. Is that what people? I don't know. I guess it's been a while. Like is that what people feel when they lose their virginity? I feel like at peace and zen and rested.
I guess I don't remember. It's been a while since but post sex, you can be like, Oh,
Yeah, once
wow.
you know what you're doing,
Right.
I don't want Meryl Streep and Anne Hathaway like whisper speaking into my ear, like while I'm trying to figure out what the fuck goes
It's
where.
cerulean. Yeah.
Yeah. What if that's the montage? What if that's what's going on? You're at that scene, she's like going off, and then you're stuck like for the rest of your life having to figure out how to work cerulean into your sex life.
I think honestly, if you're losing your virginity, you should turn the TV off and focus on the person in front of you. And or not, maybe if you're into, but it'll probably make the experience more memorable. So that, or maybe you don't want to remember it. I don't know, but it would distract me probably. I'd probably end up watching the movie
Well,
instead
neither
of
of us seem to remember it, so it's just that's
true.
Apologies to everyone out there. It's my bad. That's just You never know what you're gonna get on this show. You know what I mean? Like it's
Great point.
I just love how willing you were to go into that answer. Like,
Oh,
good job,
man.
you.
Yeah.
You're a real one, man. You're a real one. 12 on 12 on 18 Tin Cup Award for surprising decision by the filmmakers. Have you ever seen Tin Cup?
No.
Sports movie. Kevin Costner plays a golfer, amateur on the U.S. Open tour.
Okay.
Gets on, needs a bogey to win the U.S. Open. And on the 18th hole, the filmmakers decide to have him shoot a 12 because he refuses to lay up to the hole.
Wow.
And he loses.
A 12. That's crazy.
12. And he loses. And I'm like, you were an amateur. You would have gotten your card. You would have been set for life.
That's crazy. So how does this translate to what are we in the movie then? We're looking for a bad
surprising decision that you're like, wow, I can't like that's kind of surprising that they went with that decision. So for example, I said that they never really give Miranda a redemption arc. She kind of remains a villain who occasionally does a nice thing.
Yeah.
Like one of her last acts is screwing over Stanley Tucci.
Yeah, I think I would have rather her like because everyone loves her. Like she's probably the main reason people are coming to this movie, especially 20 years later. People are coming to watch her. So I almost wish like they didn't give us a crowd pleaser ending with her, and I kind of think it could have helped because it's a crowd pleaser performance. It could have helped to have, not had her end.
I don't know if they gave her like a full redemption arc, right? Like she does this like nice thing.
Yeah.
But like I think she remained the villain, and I'm like, that's fine with me.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
I'm with
fine
you on
me.
that.
All right. My co-host is not here today, but this is the Jake Perry would live in the Millennium Falcon Award for a prop you'd want from set. This is because he and I argue frequently that the Millennium Falcon is not a prop he can take from set because it's too big, doesn't fit in his house.
Dude, yeah, where are you going to put
and
it?
He said he'd live in it. So that was his counter argument to me, and I did not allow that to slide.
I wouldn't say a bag or glasses. I lose glasses. I lost glasses today. I was at the pool today. Don't know where my glasses went. Not that many places they could go.
You came into this show in mourning over losing your glasses, and I hit you with these heavy questions.
Eyes out, and
here I am.
Gathered myself to be on this show,
and here I am making you relive losing your virginity while watching The Devil Wears Prada.
Honestly, it's been healing. I think my answer, because I like having random things around my house. I like having like decor that works.
Yeah.
I'm not going to show you my house right now because it's kind of dirty. But my house, I like to have decor that works, but isn't like what you assume. So I'd like to have like on my dresser over here, the phone from Devil Wears Prada. That would be what I'd steal.
Oh, from The Office.
Oh, yeah.
That would be amazing. Can I offer you some of my options here?
Okay.
Because I said any of the outfits, maybe the sunglasses, maybe the bag, but I settled on this, the book.
The book. I love coffee table books.
Yes, I want the book.
So many. I have probably over 50 coffee table books sitting behind this little backsplash. I would take the book too.
Like the book, like the one you have to deliver to Miranda.
The book and the phone. Yeah.
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 Yes. That's what I want. I want the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Drive-in date night double feature award for the movie to watch with this one. So have you ever been to a drive-in? Do they have those out in LA? Okay.
Of course.
I just want to make sure. Some people haven't. I know you've lived a million lives, it seems like. So I don't know why I keep asking if you've ever seen or done any of these things. You seem worldly. But for those of you who are watching that don't know, when you go to the drive-in, 2 movies.
Yeah.
So what's the best one to pair with this one? A good white wine with your fish kind of deal.
Would this come first or second?
Ooh,
Or is that up to me?
Choice. Dealer's choice.
Okay. I think a good drive-in. I mean, this is a big movie. I wish I would say something more like indie and cool and off the map. But I think if you started with La La Land, you'd be in tears at the end.
Sure.
And then you jump into this so that you can have a more lighthearted balance for the drive home and going back to real life.
I love it.
Because La La Land, if you finish on La La Land, that's all you're going to think about for the next week is La La Land. That is going to be all that's on your brain.
Yeah.
And if you watch La La Land and you have this wonderful emotional experience with everybody, and then after La La Land, you come and you spend time in New York with Meryl Streep and Anne Hathaway and Emily Blunt, then you can go back to life feeling a little more balanced.
Fantastic choice. I also went with a big production. It's not an indie movie because it's just not. I went with Cruella.
Honestly, yeah. Wonderful choice.
I'm like high fashion.
And Cruella was awesome.
Cruella was awesome. Had no business
so
being awesome. It was awesome.
Did you see The Bride this year?
Not yet. I don't want
to spoil it for you, but it's kind of like bad. I mean, I'm talking poorly about things on the interwebs. What am I doing? It's not bad. It's great. And I love Maggie Gyllenhaal. But it is kind of like Cruella, just in my opinion, Cruella was a little strong.
You know what? We'll talk about it after the stream. How's that? And then you can give me it. Yeah. That way we don't have to be quite so you got good PR, man. You seem like your media training took.
Cruella is awesome, though. Cruella is a great movie.
Cruella's awesome. Emma Stone can't miss. She's just
she's
fucking
perfect.
Unbelievable.
I think she's the actor of our generation, and that's a hot take, but I think it's
Ryan Gosling. I do. Yeah. I think it's them too, and she's fantastic. Perfect. Although Gosling's a bit older than us, but like Emma Stone, absolutely the actor of our generation. You're absolutely right. Hot take Hall of Fame, spicy opinion about the film that needs defending. If you're going to put out a hot take, I know this is tough. So like, again, I recognize that you are an actor. You have, now odds of them watching the show, low. Odds of them making an hour and a half into the show, also low. So if you wish to abstain, very well. Here's what I will say. Andy's friends were absolutely terrible friends, and she should have broken up with her loser-ass boyfriend earlier in the movie. They didn't support her as she was building a career at the most competitive magazine for a legendary boss. What the fuck was Andy thinking hanging out with these people?
I second all of that. I think that's because like you are who you hang out with. What are you doing, Andy? Honestly, come on. And then also, this boyfriend sucked from the beginning. Like this guy sucks. Why are we even doing this?
Trash.
Let's just get out of this. Let's just get out of it. Yeah.
Trash. Let me tell you. And you know what? Listen, I understand what it's like to be in love with someone that you like. Everyone's like, this is wrong for you. They can see it from a mile away and you can't see the forest through the trees. I get it. But motherfucker, you work for Miranda Priestley.
Yeah, like
this man is a line cook. This man's a line cook at a B-list restaurant telling you that you need to quit your job for like an elite person. Like, who the fuck does he think he is?
I do get it if you love people, but when someone's like not nice like that, when someone's like a dick, let's just get on with it. I know it's going to hurt. It always does. We've all been
gaslighter.
It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt, but let's just get on with it. Let's just end it.
Rip that Band-Aid right off. He's a gaslighter too. He's like, it's not about the birthday after he's all pissy about his birthday being missed.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Makes me mad.
Yeah.
Do you have a hot take or do you kind of want to just squat?
I think I agree with yours. I think yours would be, because I also love that movie. I mean, I don't have many takes against that movie. So that'd probably be my only
I don't either.
take.
That was the only one I could find. Legacy test, is this movie still essential today? This is an absolute 100% yes. 1000% yes.
Though we talked about like there are parts that didn't age as well, but the movie
I don't even care. Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
This movie's amazing. Absolutely. Did this movie need more gay people? Yeah.
Did it have any? Yeah. Did it? I mean, Stanley Tucci
Tucci.
yeah, he's gay in the movie.
And then one of her friends is gay.
Yeah. Then yes. I mean, they always do. Movies always do. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, that's absolutely like we absolutely need more gay people.
And I also don't think this movie had any non-white people, so it would need that too. But
this movie also needed more black people.
Yeah.
Oh no, her friend was black.
Yeah.
But that was only one. Life lesson of the movie. I said fashion is everywhere, and even those of us who pretend to be above it are doomed to obey it.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna say, at first I was gonna say something about like mentors and hard work or whatever, but I actually think I'm gonna go fashion. I think I'm gonna take it the fashion route also of whether you mean to or not, you're expressing yourself through your fashion. Boom. I think I'm gonna stick with that. If you say I don't really care how I dress, well, you're
All
still
right.
expressing yourself. Or
I agree.
if you're
So what are you
someone
saying?
who's dressing for the nines, you're expressing yourself, but you're expressing yourself whether you mean to or not.
So what's the fit saying right now, Jake?
This was actually what I wore to the pool earlier, but I love to put on clothes, and sometimes it's really nice. Sometimes I wear like a paint splattered t-shirt and baggy jeans, but either way, it's me trying to like express how I feel that day. And I do think, yeah, whether you like it or not, you're expressing yourself in some way with how you dress. That's the takeaway from the movie.
Fantastic. Man, you're on it. Is this movie for the girlies, the gays, or the straights?
I think this is a movie for everybody, but probably the girlies and the gays, but for everybody needs to get in on this movie.
All right. Yes. Everyone needs to be in on this movie. I think this is for the gays. Like if I had to pick one.
Oh, you have to pick one? Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, what part of this show so far has made you think you can cop out?
If you have to pick one, I mean, it's hard between the girlies and the gays. They're both going to eat this shit up.
So here, can I give you my reasoning why it's for the gays?
Why?
Because Miranda is the peak of wicked bitch, and God, do the gays love a wicked bitch.
Do you watch The Gilded Age?
No. Is it good?
Oh, it's incredible. It's on HBO. It's like the best show ever. But there's a character that's giving a much later on, years later version of it where it's like, you eat it up. Because every time she talks, she's like, oh, is that what you're wearing out the house? How nice. Like, she's just...
Love it. That's what you want.
So, yeah, you can make the argument for the gays there. The girlies...
I don't want to reduce the girlies down to, it's a movie about pretty clothes.
It's a movie about pretty clothes, and...
Like, that's why I'd be like,
I feel like the main audience that probably went in theaters was probably mainly the girlies, but I think it is a movie for the gays.
But I think when it lives on, I feel like it lives on so much more with the gays.
With the gays, yeah.
Because Miranda Priestley is like...
It's a movie that the straights need the way that we all need...
They need it.
Yeah, we all need veggies, whether we get them or not, and the straights need this movie. I don't know if they like... Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. 100%. And maybe it's just me speaking out of like just being me, but I'm like, Miranda Priestley is basically like our god at this point.
Iconic.
So, yeah. You can't handle the truth quote of the movie. So I said earlier when you would talk about how funny this movie is without trying to be funny, there's a line that comes up and I was laughing my ass off and it wasn't delivered to be funny. It was just her being a frigid bitch, as I said. And it's just, is there some reason that my coffee isn't here? Has she died or something?
Died. I would be at the end of the cerulean rampage when she's just laying it on about the sweater. At the end of it, when she's basically saying, I mean, I'm paraphrasing because I don't have the exact quote, but she's laying it on and she's saying like, so actually, like you picked a sweater here today that actually all of us picked for you. And then she adds on, this would be my quote. Then she adds on that you dug out of a pile of stuff. And that was one of my favorite.
Out of a pile of stuff.
That you dug out of a pile of stuff. Like this sweater actually was chosen for you by all of us. That you dug out of a pile of stuff. and I loved it.
Yeah, I love that speech so much. I could like literally paint it on my wall and have it as a mural. It's so good. If this movie was an NFL, NBA, or MLB player, who would it be?
The movie itself.
Would you like me to start and give you a minute to think?
What's your answer?
This is the category I go the hardest on every time. My co-host thinks it's hilarious. I said Trevor Hoffman, legendary closing pitcher for the San Diego Padres. Frequently overlooked in terms of the GOAT conversations for his position, but anytime you needed him, he was there and he delivered.
I think I've got kind of a similar answer.
Okay.
Steph Curry.
Sure. All right.
Absolute
Cook.
crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
Crowd pleaser. Everyone knows. Similarly, somehow, I mean, because I do watch a lot of basketball, somehow the GOAT conversation is Michael Jordan and LeBron, but Steph Curry is the most exciting player to watch. Oh my God.
Are you a Warriors fan? Are you like a Golden State Warriors fan?
No, I just can't believe what happens when Steph Curry.
Who do you cheer for?
The Lakers, because I live here. But Steph Curry is, and so I think.
Wait, are you from LA?
I'm from South Carolina, but I've lived here for 7 or 8 years.
So you just defected? You left the Hornets like that?
Yeah, I didn't.
That's fucked up.
I was born in South Carolina, but I was meant to come here.
That's fucked up. Wait a minute. You can't just sprint past that, like fast forward.
The Hornets who? Who are they?
Wait a minute. You cannot relocate to a major city like LA and then take the Lakers. You got to be a Clippers fan. Like, you got to suffer for a bit.
You got to earn it.
Yeah, you got to earn the Lakers. Like, you can't, like, be a transplant.
I'm kind of a Kings fan now, so I'm suffering there. I'm kind of a Sacramento Kings fan, so I get plenty of suffering in there.
Okay, fine.
A bunch of my friends are from Sacramento. I produced a musical in Sacramento this year. Or at the end of last year, I did Avenue Q in Sacramento.
Oh my God, I love Avenue Q. Great show. It's amazing. It's amazing.
And I wasn't in it. I just produced that. But I was in Sacramento a bunch, so I became a Kings fan, went to some games, and I get plenty of suffering in there. But I'd say Steph Curry, overlooked for the GOAT conversation, absolute crowd pleaser. You can't look away when he's on the court, and that's Devil Wears Prada.
Sure. Love it. That works. That works. That's a great answer. Good job. Good job. Why didn't they just train astronauts to be miners in Armageddon Award for questions that you need answered? That question will always bother me till the end of time with Armageddon. I don't think Michael Bay has any fucking pull in Hollywood anymore, so I don't feel like weird saying that. It just was a weird fucking choice. I hated it.
Yeah.
Was Andy really even good at her job ever? Like, she was really good at getting stupid shit done, but the job itself seemed to escape her entirely.
We don't know if she was any good at it. I mean, I guess I'd want to ask, like, so what's next? But we're going to find out soon. So
right. Yeah, I have some questions like, why would they want to replace Miranda when she's obviously...
That was probably my biggest question is like, what exactly don't you, other than plot, why are we getting rid of her and putting in Jacqueline or whatever her name is?
Yeah, because they're like, oh, she's expensive. It's like, right, but so's LeBron. Like, yeah. You don't get rid of LeBron and bring in DeMar DeRozan. Like,
hey, that's a Kings guy.
That's why I went there. DeMar DeRozan's having a rough go of it. I shouldn't pile on. Some guy on Twitter has him all up in his feelings right now. And
yeah, that'd probably be one of my, now that you mentioned it, that felt like probably one of the only areas where it was strictly for plot of, do we just need her to be, we need her to be on thin ice, or like we need her to be threatened? Because she's pretty good at her job.
She's amazing at her job. She's literally like the most famous person on earth, apparently, in that movie, in that world. All right. Second to last question for you, Jake. MVP of the movie. Performance, scene, or element that makes the film.
I mean, I know it's the obvious answer, but
it's Meryl.
It's Stanley Tucci. I'm just kidding. It's Meryl. She's the MVP of like the decade for that.
She's the MVP of the world. She could, like Cam said on Modern Family, Meryl Streep could play Batman and be the right choice.
It would work.
100%. 100%. All right. Moment of truth.
Moment of truth.
Out of 10, you get a decimal point. Final rating.
Am I being like strict here, or am I being like crowd pleaser here?
That's up to you. That's
The
between
part of
you
me
and your
that's like the part of me that's like lighthearted and fun is like, dude, 10. If I'm being strict, like a film reviewer, but I'm still gonna give it pretty high. I think it's so good. I would still probably give it like a 9.1, even being strict. I just think it's
great.
so good.
I am in my circle known for being a very tough grader. I gave it an 8.7. So 9.1 is
still
a really
great.
good. Yeah.
For a tough grader, 8.7 is great.
8.7. Anything above an 8, I'm like, you absolutely must watch this movie.
Yeah.
So, Jake, thank you so much for being here. This was incredible. Honestly, so generous of you to like give your time to this, like to our little production here. Thank you for like the performance in Riley. Thank you for coming here and entertaining us for an hour 45. To all our listeners, please make sure you're going out, checking out Riley. It's on Amazon Prime right now. Make sure you're following Jake on Instagram, following him on his career, and following the channel, because you know what? We try to bring in some cool guests every now and then between Jake and Sarah Tomko. I mean, we've got some, we're growing, we're trying to get there. Jake, I will see you on the other side after we kind of close off and chat for a minute there. But to the rest of you, that's a wrap. See you later.
That's a wrap.